The ancient fleet, the Galactic Council, was buzzing with excitement. In the grand hall of the Council's headquarters, representatives from all over the galaxy gathered. Today's agenda was unusual. They had received news of a recent discovery that seemed too incredible to believe. The Council members, dressed in their formal robes, chatted among themselves, their voices echoing in the large, circular chamber. Dr. Ilara Jansen, a respected archaeologist, stepped up to the podium. Her face was serious, but her eyes sparkled with excitement. She held a datapad that contained images and information about the discovery. As she began her presentation, the room quieted down. "Esteemed council members," Dr. Jansen began, "our team has uncovered something truly extraordinary. We found a fleet of ancient starships in a remote star system." She projected an image onto the large screen behind her. It showed several massive old starships floating in space, covered in space dust and looking worn. The council members leaned forward, their curiosity piqued. But soon, their initial interest turned to skepticism. A burly man with a thick mustache, Counselor Zorak, chuckled and said, "Ancient starships? Really? What could possibly be of interest in old relics?" The room filled with murmurs of agreement. Many council members shared the same sentiment. They began to make jokes about how the old ships were nothing more than space junk from a forgotten time. Dr. Jansen's face flushed slightly, but she continued with her presentation. "We've conducted preliminary scans and found some unusual technology. The designs are unlike anything we've seen before. These ships might have more to them than we initially thought." Counselor Zorak snorted. "It sounds like a lot of fuss over old trash. Why should we care about these ancient ships?" Dr. Jansen's team had worked hard to uncover this discovery. They had spent months analyzing data and conducting scans. They knew the significance of what they had found, but the Council's reaction was disheartening. Dr. Jansen pressed on. "We have evidence that suggests these ships might be more advanced than any current technology. They could hold secrets that could benefit us all." The Council's chief scientist, a sharp-minded woman named Dr. Mira Velasquez, raised an eyebrow. "Is there any concrete proof that these ships are as advanced as you claim?" Dr. Jansen nodded. "Yes. Preliminary data indicates that the materials used in the construction of these ships are far superior to anything we have. The propulsion system seems to defy our current understanding of physics." Despite this, many council members continued to dismiss the claims. They laughed and exchanged glances, clearly not taking the discovery seriously. It was a common reaction to anything that seemed too unusual or out of the ordinary. The council had seen many so-called breakthroughs turn out to be nothing more than hype. Dr. Jansen felt a wave of frustration but remained composed. She knew that convincing the council would take more than just words. She had to show them that the discovery was real and important. As the meeting continued, the council members discussed other topics, their attention drifting away from the ancient fleet. Dr. Jansen and her team were left feeling like their hard work had been for nothing. They knew the fleet could change the galaxy's understanding of technology and history, but it seemed that convincing the council would be a challenge. After the meeting, Dr. Jansen gathered her team in a small conference room. The mood was somber. "They didn't take us seriously," she said, her voice heavy with disappointment. "But we know the truth. We need to dig deeper and find more evidence to prove the significance of our discovery." Her team nodded in agreement. They were determined to uncover the secrets of the ancient fleet, no matter how skeptical the council was. They knew that their discovery could have far-reaching consequences, and they were ready to fight for it. In the days that followed, Dr. Jansen and her team worked tirelessly. They conducted more scans, analyzed the data, and tried to piece together the history of the ancient fleet. They knew they had to be thorough if they wanted to convince the council and the galaxy of the fleet's importance. Little did they know that their persistence would soon pay off. The ancient fleet held secrets that would not only challenge the galaxy's current understanding, but also change the way humans were perceived across the stars. As the team worked late into the night, the council's laughter from the meeting echoed in Dr. Jansen's mind. She was determined to turn their skepticism into awe. The ancient fleet was more than just a relic. It was a gateway to a new chapter in galactic history, and she was ready to prove it, the hidden secrets, The Galactic Council had dismissed the ancient fleet as a mere curiosity, but Dr. Ilara Jansen and her team were determined to prove them wrong. The team continued their investigation in the heart of the ancient fleet, far from the busy centers of galactic politics. They were aboard a research ship, carefully navigating the massive structures of the old starships. Dr. Jansen stood at the edge of a large docking bay, her eyes scanning the intricate designs of the starships. The ships were covered in a thick layer of space dust, making them look old and abandoned. But beneath the grime, something extraordinary lay hidden. "Let's start by examining the propulsion systems," Dr. Jansen instructed her team. They moved to the engine rooms of the starships, where they began to carefully clean and inspect the technology. As they worked, Dr. Jansen couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. The designs were unlike anything she had seen before. The propulsion systems were incredibly complex, with a network of tubes, glowing crystals, and advanced circuitry that seemed to defy the laws of physics. One of her team members, a young engineer named Raj, looked up from his work with wide eyes. "Dr. Jansen, you need to see this!" Raj pointed to a small control panel covered in dust. As he wiped away the grime, a soft blue light began to glow from the panel. The team gathered around, their curiosity piqued. "This looks like it's still functional," Raj said, adjusting the controls. "We might be able to power it up." With a few careful adjustments, Raj managed to activate the panel. The room was filled with a soft hum as the ancient systems came to life. Screens flickered on, displaying unfamiliar symbols and data. Dr. Jansen's eyes widened in amazement. "This technology is far beyond anything we have. The propulsion system seems to use energy sources we don't even know about." The team continued to explore the starships, uncovering more hidden secrets. They found advanced navigation systems, mysterious energy sources, and even weapons technology that seemed to be centuries ahead of current designs. As they delved deeper, they discovered something even more astonishing. In a hidden chamber, they found a large, glowing sphere encased in a protective shell. The sphere emitted a faint, pulsating light. "What is this?" Dr. Jansen wondered aloud. "It looks like some kind of advanced energy core." One of the scientists, a physicist named Dr. Lena Hart, examined the sphere closely. "This could be a key to understanding the propulsion systems. If we can figure out how it works, it might revolutionize our technology." The team worked around the clock, analyzing the sphere and the other advanced technology they had discovered. Each day, they uncovered new pieces of the puzzle, revealing just how advanced the ancient fleet truly was. Despite their excitement, the team knew they had to be cautious. They were still far from understanding the full extent of the fleet's technology. They needed to gather more data and conduct further tests before they could present their findings to the Galactic Council. Back at the research ship, Dr. Jansen called a meeting with her team. "We've made incredible progress, but we need to be thorough. The Council dismissed our findings too quickly, but we know that this technology could be groundbreaking." Her team nodded in agreement. They were determined to prove the Council wrong and show the galaxy the true significance of their discovery. In the meantime, the Council's laughter from their earlier meeting seemed to fade into the background. The team's focus was on the ancient fleet and the secrets it held. They worked tirelessly, driven by the belief that they were on the brink of a major breakthrough. As the days passed, their efforts began to pay off. They managed to unlock more functions of the ancient technology and even replicated some of its systems. The results were astonishing. The energy core they had found was unlike anything seen before. It had the potential to provide an almost limitless power source. The team's excitement grew with each new discovery. They knew they were getting closer to unraveling the mysteries of the ancient fleet. They were eager to share their findings with the Galactic Council, but they also knew they needed to be ready for any challenges that might arise. Dr. Jansen stood by the viewport of the research ship, gazing at the ancient starships floating silently in space. The discovery had become more than just a project. It was a quest to change the galaxy's understanding of technology and history. As she looked out at the ancient fleet, she felt a renewed sense of determination. The Council's skepticism had only fueled her resolve. She was confident that once they understood the full scope of what the ancient fleet represented, they would see it as more than just relics from a bygone era. With her team's hard work and dedication, Dr. Jansen knew they were on the verge of a breakthrough. The ancient fleet was not just a forgotten relic, it was a testament to a level of technological advancement that could reshape the future of the galaxy. The journey to uncover the fleet's secrets was far from over, but Dr. Jansen and her team were ready for the challenge. They were about to reveal something that would change the way the galaxy viewed the ancient past, and humanity's place in it. The Shock Doctor. Ilara Jansen and her team had worked tirelessly to uncover the secrets of the ancient fleet. They were now ready to present their findings to the Galactic Council. The stakes were high, and the atmosphere was tense as they prepared for the big meeting. The council chamber, usually filled with chatter and debate, was now quiet and expectant. Council members sat in their seats, their attention fixed on the large screen where Dr. Jansen's presentation would be displayed. Today was going to be different. They had already dismissed the fleet as insignificant, but Dr. Jansen was determined to change their minds. Dr. Jansen stood at the front of the room, her hands gripping the data pad. She took a deep breath and started the presentation. The screen flickered to life, showing images of the ancient starships and their complex technology. Esteemed council members, Dr. Jansen began, we have completed our analysis of the ancient fleet. I believe our findings will astonish you. Her voice was steady, but her heart raced with anticipation. The first images showed the exterior of the starships, their surfaces covered in dust and debris. Dr. Jansen then switched to the internal systems, revealing intricate machinery and advanced designs. The council members watched in silence, their initial skepticism replaced by curiosity. This is the propulsion system, Dr. Jansen explained, pointing to a detailed diagram. The technology used here is far more advanced than anything we have. It appears to utilize a type of energy that is unknown to us. The council's chief scientist, Dr. Mira Velasquez, leaned forward, her eyes narrowed in concentration. What kind of energy are you referring to? Dr. Jansen continued. The energy core we discovered is unlike any known power source. It seems to operate on principles that defy our current understanding of physics. This could potentially revolutionize space travel and energy production. The council members exchanged glances, their skepticism beginning to wane. The images on the screen showed various components of the starships, each more advanced than the last. Dr. Jansen then presented data on the energy core's efficiency and capabilities. The numbers were impressive, and the room was filled with murmurs of surprise. Dr. Jansen moved to the next part of her presentation, a live demonstration of the energy core's capabilities. Her team had managed to replicate some of the ancient technology, and they were prepared to show it in action. Raj, the young engineer from her team, activated the energy core's prototype. The room was filled with a soft, pulsating glow as the core powered up. The screens showed the energy readings, which were far beyond anything previously achieved. Counselor Zorak, who had been one of the biggest skeptics, stared in disbelief. This is incredible. Are you saying that this energy source could be real? Dr. Jansen nodded, her expression serious. Yes, Counselor. This technology is genuine. We've conducted numerous tests, and the results are consistent. The ancient fleet was built using technology that is centuries ahead of ours. The council members were silent, clearly shocked by the revelation. They had expected the ancient fleet to be a mere curiosity, but the evidence presented was undeniable. The room was filled with a sense of awe and disbelief. Dr. Velasquez broke the silence. This changes everything. If the technology is as advanced as you say, we need to reassess our current understanding of space travel and energy production. The council's president, a wise and experienced leader named President Tyrannus, leaned back in his chair deep in thought. Dr. Jansen, your findings are remarkable. We need to review all the data and conduct further investigations. This could have significant implications for our future. Dr. Jansen felt a surge of relief. The council's reaction was more positive than she had hoped for. The ancient fleet was no longer dismissed as old relics. It was now seen as a groundbreaking discovery. As the meeting concluded, council members began discussing the next steps. Some were eager to explore the potential applications of the technology, while others remained cautious, wanting to ensure that the findings were thoroughly validated. Dr. Jansen and her team left the council chamber with a sense of accomplishment. They had succeeded in showing the true value of their discovery, but they knew that their work was far from over. The next phase would involve detailed studies, more tests, and careful examination of the technology's potential. Outside the council headquarters, Dr. Jansen took a moment to reflect. The journey had been challenging, but the results were worth the effort. The ancient fleet was not just a relic from the past. It was a gateway to new possibilities and advancements. Her team gathered around her, their faces glowing with pride. "We did it," Raj said, smiling. "They believe us now," Dr. Jansen nodded. "Yes, but this is just the beginning. We have a lot of work ahead of us. The galaxy needs to know the full story of the ancient fleet and its technology." As they walked away from the headquarters, Dr. Jansen felt a renewed sense of purpose. The discovery had opened doors to new opportunities, and she was determined to continue exploring the mysteries of the ancient fleet. The shock of the council's reaction was only the first step. The real challenge now was to harness the ancient technology and unlock its full potential. The galaxy was on the brink of a new era, and Dr. Jansen and her team were ready to lead the way. The human connection. After the council's meeting, Dr. Ilara Jansen and her team were buzzing with excitement. The discovery of the ancient fleet had garnered serious attention, and now they faced the challenge of unlocking its full potential. But as they delved deeper into their research, an unexpected discovery connected them to the past in a way they hadn't anticipated. The team worked tirelessly in their makeshift lab aboard the research ship. They had set up multiple stations to analyze different aspects of the ancient technology. Raj, the young engineer, was busy examining the propulsion systems, while Dr. Lena Hart focused on the energy core. Dr. Jansen was poring over ancient schematics and data logs. One afternoon, while sifting through a stack of old data logs, Dr. Jansen stumbled upon a curious entry. It was a log from one of the ancient starships, written in a language that appeared to be a mix of symbols and simple text. The language was unfamiliar, but Dr. Jansen noticed something intriguing. There were repeated references to humans. "This is strange," Dr. Jansen muttered to herself. "Why would the ancient fleet's logs mention humans so often?" As they continued their research, the team was more motivated than ever. They were determined to uncover all the secrets of the ancient fleet and reveal the full story of humanity's impact on galactic history. The connection they had discovered was a testament to the enduring bond between civilizations and a reminder of the remarkable contributions made by early humans. The journey ahead promised new challenges and discoveries, but Dr. Jansen and her team were ready to embrace them. They were on a mission to uncover the past and illuminate humanity's place in the grand tapestry of the galaxy. The Council's dilemma. The excitement over Dr. Jansen's findings had caused a stir among the Galactic Council members. The revelation that humanity had played a crucial role in the development of the ancient fleet was more than just a historical curiosity. It had significant implications for the galaxy's future. The Council convened a special meeting to discuss the new information and its potential impact. The chamber was filled with a tense atmosphere as members from various sectors took their seats. President Tyrannus called the meeting to order, his face serious and thoughtful. "Esteemed Council members," President Tyrannus began, "we are here to discuss the recent revelations about the ancient fleet and humanity's role in its creation. This new information could change our understanding of both history and technology." Dr. Ilara Jansen and her team were present, ready to answer questions and provide further details. Dr. Jansen had prepared a comprehensive report on their findings, detailing the historical connection and the technological implications. Counselor Zorak, known for his pragmatic approach, was the first to speak. "The evidence presented by Dr. Jansen and her team is compelling. However, we must consider the broader implications of this discovery. How does this affect our current technology and our relationship with humanity?" Dr. Velasquez replied, "The ancient technology has the potential to revolutionize many aspects of our society, including energy production and space travel. Humanity's role in this technology highlights their importance in our galactic history and suggests that we should strengthen our ties with them." Counselor Miri, a representative from the diplomatic sector, raised a concern. Strengthening ties with humanity is one thing, but how do we ensure that this advanced technology is used responsibly? We need to be cautious about its potential misuse. The room fell silent as the council members pondered this. The potential for misuse of such advanced technology was a serious concern. They knew that any new development had to be handled with care to prevent unintended consequences. President Tyrannus turned to Dr. Jansen. Dr. Jansen, your team has uncovered an extraordinary discovery. But what steps do you recommend to ensure that the technology is used wisely and for the benefit of all? Dr. Jansen took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. We suggest implementing a collaborative approach. By working together with humanity and other galactic powers, we can share knowledge and ensure that the technology is developed responsibly. Creating a joint oversight committee could help manage and monitor the use of this technology. Counselor Velasquez nodded in agreement. A collaborative approach makes sense. It would allow us to benefit from the technology while also ensuring that it is used ethically. Counselor Zorak, however, remained skeptical. But what about security? How do we protect this technology from falling into the wrong hands? Dr. Jansen responded. Security measures can be put in place to protect the technology. The Oversight Committee can also establish protocols for safeguarding and controlling access. It's important that we balance openness with security. The debate continued as council members discussed various aspects of the proposal. Some were enthusiastic about the possibilities, while others were concerned about potential risks. The dilemma was clear: how to embrace the discovery while managing its implications carefully. As the meeting progressed, President Tyrannus called for a break to allow members to reflect on the discussion. The council members retreated to their private chambers, where they discussed the issue further among themselves. Dr. Jansen and her team waited anxiously for the council's decision. They knew that their discovery had the potential to change the galaxy, but they also understood the complexities involved in managing such a breakthrough. After the break, President Tyrannus reconvened the meeting. The council members returned to their seats, their expressions a mix of determination and caution. We have considered the points raised and the potential implications of this discovery, President Tyrannus announced. The council agrees that the ancient technology is a valuable asset, but it must be handled with the utmost care. We will proceed with the following measures. The President outlined a plan that included the formation of a joint oversight committee consisting of representatives from various galactic sectors, including humanity. The committee would be responsible for developing guidelines and security measures for the technology. The Council also agrees to initiate diplomatic discussions with humanity to strengthen our collaboration, President Tyrannus continued. We will work together to ensure that the technology is used for the benefit of all, while also addressing concerns about security and ethical use. Dr. Jansen and her team exchanged relieved smiles. The Council's decision was a positive step forward, and it provided a framework for moving ahead with the discovery. As the meeting concluded, President Tyrannus addressed Dr. Jansen directly. Dr. Jansen, your work has opened new possibilities for our galaxy. We appreciate your dedication and your efforts to handle this discovery responsibly. We look forward to working together on this important project. Dr. Jansen nodded, grateful for the Council's support. Thank you, President Tyrannus. We are committed to ensuring that this technology is used wisely and that we continue to build strong relationships with our galactic neighbors. With the Council's decision in place, Dr. Jansen and her team felt a renewed sense of purpose. The path ahead was filled with challenges, but they were ready to face them. The discovery of the ancient fleet had set in motion a new chapter in galactic history, and they were determined to play their part in shaping a better future for all. As they left the council chamber, Dr. Jansen reflected on the journey so far. The path had been filled with twists and turns, but the end result was worth the effort. The ancient fleet's secrets were now in the open, and the galaxy was on the brink of a new era of discovery and collaboration. The Galactic Summit, the decision to reveal the ancient fleet's secrets, had set the stage for a major event, the Galactic Summit. This summit was an unprecedented gathering of leaders from across the galaxy, convened to discuss the future of the newly discovered technology and its implications for interstellar relations. The summit was held on the neutral world of Argonis Prime, a planet chosen for its strategic location and neutral status. The planet was bustling with activity as representatives from various civilizations arrived. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation, as everyone knew that the decisions made here would have far-reaching effects. Dr. Ilara Jansen and her team were among the invited guests. They had been working tirelessly to prepare for the summit, ensuring that their findings were presented clearly and convincingly. Dr. Jansen was excited but also nervous about the high-stakes meeting. The summit took place in a grand conference hall designed to accommodate representatives from different species and civilizations. The room was filled with advanced technology and holographic displays, showcasing the latest in interstellar communication. President Tyrannus took the stage to open the summit. His presence commanded respect, and his voice was steady as he addressed the assembly. Welcome, esteemed delegates and representatives. We are gathered here to discuss the implications of the recent discovery of the ancient fleet and to chart a course for our future. This is a historic moment, and it is imperative that we approach it with wisdom and collaboration. The delegates applauded, and the room settled into a focused silence. Dr. Jansen and her team sat among the audience, ready to present their findings and answer questions. The first presentation was given by Dr. Jansen, who outlined the history of the ancient fleet and its connection to humanity. She explained the technological advancements and the potential benefits of integrating these technologies into current systems. As you can see, Dr. Jansen said, pointing to a holographic display of the ancient technology, this fleet represents a remarkable achievement. The technology we've uncovered has the potential to transform energy production, space travel, and much more. The audience listened intently as Dr. Jansen continued her presentation. She highlighted the collaborative approach proposed by the Galactic Council and the formation of the Oversight Committee to manage and monitor the use of the technology. Councillor Zorak, who had been skeptical at first, stood to address the assembly. Dr. Jansen's presentation has provided us with valuable insights. However, we must consider how to implement these technologies responsibly. We need a framework to ensure that they are used ethically and that their benefits are shared equitably. The delegates nodded in agreement. Discussions about the potential risks and rewards of the technology were underway. The summit was abuzz with ideas about how to balance innovation with caution. The next speaker was Councillor Miri, who focused on the diplomatic aspects of the discovery. The ancient fleet's technology offers an opportunity for unprecedented cooperation among our civilizations. We must use this moment to strengthen our alliances and ensure that our collective interests are considered. The room erupted in discussions as delegates exchanged ideas and perspectives. Some were enthusiastic about the possibilities, while others raised concerns about potential conflicts and the need for safeguards. President Tyrannus took the floor once more to address the gathering. We have heard many valuable points today. It is clear that while the technology presents extraordinary opportunities, we must proceed with care. Let us now discuss the proposed framework for the Oversight Committee and how we can ensure that this technology benefits all. Dr. Jansen and her team provided detailed proposals for the Oversight Committee's structure and its responsibilities. The committee would include representatives from various civilizations, including humanity, to ensure diverse perspectives and balanced decision-making. The discussions continued late into the evening, with delegates working together to refine the proposed framework. They debated the best ways to manage security, share technology, and address ethical concerns. As the summit progressed, a consensus began to emerge. There was broad agreement on the need for collaboration and transparency. The delegates recognized that while the technology was powerful, its successful integration depended on collective effort and mutual trust. By the end of the summit, President Tyrannus addressed the assembly one final time. We have made significant progress today. The framework for the Oversight Committee has been agreed upon, and we have established a clear path forward. This summit has shown the strength of our collective will and our commitment to a brighter future. The delegates applauded, and a sense of optimism filled the room. The Galactic Summit had been a success, and the groundwork had been laid for the responsible use of the ancient technology. Dr. Jansen and her team felt a sense of accomplishment as they prepared to leave Arganis Prime. The summit had been a crucial step in shaping the future, and they were proud to have played a role in it. As they boarded their transport, Dr. Jansen reflected on the journey. The discovery of the ancient fleet had brought the galaxy together in a way that had never been seen before. The summit had been a testament to the power of cooperation and the potential for positive change. The road ahead was filled with challenges, but Dr. Jansen was confident that the collective effort of the galaxy's civilizations would pave the way for a prosperous and harmonious future. The ancient fleet's secrets were no longer hidden, and the galaxy was on the brink of a new era of exploration and collaboration. A new era, the Galactic Summit, had concluded, and the galaxy was abuzz with excitement and anticipation. The decisions made at the summit set the stage for a new era of cooperation and discovery. The ancient fleet's technology was about to change everything, and the galaxy's civilizations were eager to embrace the future. Dr. Elara Jansen and her team returned to Earth, where they were greeted with a warm reception. The news of the summit's success had spread, and people everywhere were talking about the new opportunities that lay ahead. The excitement was palpable, and the mood was one of optimism and hope. Back on Earth, Dr. Jansen and her team began preparing for the next steps. Their work was far from over. The Oversight Committee, formed at the summit, had tasked them with leading the implementation of the ancient technology. This was a massive responsibility, but they were ready for the challenge. The first task was to establish the framework for the technology's use. The committee had agreed on a plan that included collaboration with other civilizations, sharing knowledge, and ensuring that the technology was used ethically and responsibly. Dr. Jansen and her team worked closely with representatives from different sectors and species. They held meetings and discussions to finalize the details of the implementation plan. Everyone was eager to contribute and ensure that the new technology would benefit all. One of the key aspects of the plan was to create a series of research centers across the galaxy. These centers would focus on studying and developing the technology, ensuring that it was adapted to various needs and environments. They would also serve as hubs for knowledge sharing and collaboration. The research centers were established in strategic locations, each one staffed by experts from different civilizations. The goal was to foster a spirit of cooperation and innovation. The centers quickly became busy hubs of activity, with scientists, engineers, and researchers working together to unlock the potential of the ancient fleet's technology. As the research centers began their work, the first breakthroughs started to emerge. The ancient technology's power sources were found to be incredibly efficient, capable of providing clean and virtually unlimited energy. This discovery had the potential to revolutionize energy production across the galaxy, reducing reliance on harmful and finite resources. In addition to energy production, the technology also offered advancements in space travel. New propulsion systems were developed, allowing for faster and more efficient travel between star systems. This made interstellar exploration more feasible than ever before, opening up new possibilities for colonization and discovery. The impact of these developments was felt across the galaxy. Civilizations that had previously been isolated or limited by their technology now had new opportunities for growth and connection. Trade and communication between worlds became more fluid, and the spirit of collaboration grew stronger. One of the most exciting aspects of the new era was the increased focus on education and knowledge sharing. The research centers became centers of learning, where scholars and students from all backgrounds could come together to study and innovate. This exchange of ideas and perspectives led to a new wave of creativity and problem-solving. Dr. Jansen found herself at the forefront of this transformative period. She traveled frequently to visit the research centers and oversee the implementation of the technology. Each visit was a reminder of the progress that had been made and the potential that still lay ahead. During one of her visits to a research center on a remote planet, Dr. Jansen met with a group of young scientists who were working on a groundbreaking project. They were developing a new type of energy shield using the ancient technology's principles. The project had the potential to enhance planetary defenses and protect against external threats. The enthusiasm and dedication of the young scientists were inspiring. Dr. Jansen could see the impact of their work and the difference it was making. It was a testament to the power of collaboration and the positive change that could be achieved when people worked together. As the new era unfolded, the galaxy began to experience a renewed sense of unity and purpose. The ancient fleet's technology had not only advanced science and technology, but also brought civilizations closer together. The shared goals and challenges created a stronger sense of community and cooperation. Dr. Jansen reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The discovery of the ancient fleet had been a turning point, setting in motion a series of events that transformed the galaxy. It was a reminder of the importance of curiosity, collaboration, and perseverance. The new era was just beginning, and there were still many challenges to face. However, the progress made so far was a source of hope and inspiration. The galaxy was on a path to a brighter future, and the possibilities seemed endless.